You are listening to Viewpoints from PlaceCloud. Cultural researchers tell stories of places from around the world. For the full multimedia experience and to support the creators you enjoy, visit placecloud.io.
This rather lovely building, now dwarfed by the Unison Centre Tower, is the old Elizabeth Garrett Anderson Hospital. Born in 1836, Garrett Anderson was a doctor and suffragist, the first woman to qualify in Britain as a physician and surgeon, the co-founder of the first hospital entirely staffed by women, and the first female mayor in Britain. In other words, she was quite the impressive character. Women's entry into the recognised medical profession in the 19th century was fraught, and Garrett Anderson worked incredibly hard to make her mark on this traditionally male world. She began her training as a surgical nurse before unsuccessfully attempting to enroll in a series of medical schools, including Oxford, Cambridge, Glasgow, Edinburgh, and St Andrews, before obtaining her credentials via one of the Society of Apothecaries' loopholes in admissions. In 1865, she received her licence to practice medicine, and the Society promptly amended its regulations to prevent other women from following suit. In 1866, with the financial support of her father, she opened St Mary's Dispensary in Marylebone to provide women with medical care. In 1870, after learning French, Garrett Anderson received her medical degree from the Sorbonne in Paris. St Mary's Dispensary was renamed the New Hospital for Women, and in the 1890s it moved to this new, purpose-built hospital on the Euston Road. This building was designed by Scottish architect John McKeon Bryden, who employed Anderson's sister Agnes Garrett and her cousin Rhoda Garrett on the project. While Garrett Anderson was a pioneer, she was not the only woman who attempted to become a doctor in the 19th century. In 1876, legislation authorised universities to award degrees to women, but it did not compel them to do so. A year later, the King's and Queen's College of Physicians of Ireland, one of Britain's 19 medical licensing bodies, opened its final examinations to women. By 1892, there were 135 women on the register. They found work in hospitals and dispensaries for women and children, and across the British Empire. However, these women encountered staunch resistance from the public and the profession. There was opposition to their medical education and training, particularly the prospect of mixed-sex classes, and to them taking up public appointments and becoming members of professional societies. The British Medical Association did not accept women until 1892, barring an oversight that led to Garrett Anderson's admission, and in 1895, both the Royal College of Surgeons of England and the Royal College of Physicians of London both voted against admitting women, decisions that were not overturned until 1908. The number of women on the register grew more rapidly after 1900. A reduction in male recruitment during the World Wars offered increasing opportunities to medical women, and institutional barriers were gradually removed. In 1910, the Royal Society of Medicine and the Royal College of Surgeons each elected their first women, followed by the Royal College of Surgeons of Edinburgh in 1920 and the Royal College of Physicians in 1934. By the mid-1930s, 10% of registered medical practitioners were women. Elizabeth Garrett Anderson died in 1917, and the hospital was quickly renamed to honour her contributions to gender equality and medicine. The hospital closed in 2000 and was for many years left derelict. In 2012, the building was restored and now houses the Elizabeth Garrett Anderson Gallery. Today, over 50% of medical students are women. However, there is a pronounced gender gap among specialist doctors in the UK, and in some areas, like surgery, only 12% of consultants are women. While almost all of the structural barriers to the medical profession Garrett Anderson faced in the 19th century have now been removed, women in medicine still report sexual harassment, discrimination, and a job that often fails to accommodate parenthood or other caring responsibilities. In other words, medicine still has some way to go.